especially if you put yourself in the shoes of, say, a lone worker who's walking, who's far away from, any kind of civilization, working remotely on a particular problem, say in a pipeline. It's helpful for them to know that if they have a fall or if they need help of any form or manner, there is an umbilical cord available to pull on for help. I think you can basically put them in three buckets. The first challenge is making their workforce and their frontline workers safer, right? Secondly, having the ability to basically make them more productive, the frontline workforces. And the third one is basically to ensure that you have a better work experience for their frontline workforce. So it's not, I would say the first and the second translates into the third, making them safer and more productive, but it's also about employees feeling more rewarded and more recognized. I guess that would be the kind of the three big areas that typically our customers come to us to solve a problem as it relates to the frontline workforce. Absolutely. I think especially if you put yourself in the shoes of, say, a lone worker who's walking, who's far away from, any kind of civilization, working remotely on a particular problem, say in a pipeline or say in an electrical distribution system or transmission system, it's helpful for them to know that if they have a fall or if they need help of any form or manner, there is an umbilical cord available to pull on for help that provides almost near-time situational awareness of their condition, of their ability to respond and be not just be safer but also be productive. Because if you have run into a problem that you don't know how to solve, then our offerings are out there to be able to help you do that. So if you think about Guardhat started off as a helmet company, a smart helmet company with the associated software. And the helmet had pretty much a lot of sensors and communication protocols built into it. And that we built a platform for that called the Safety Control Center to be able to see that in real time and interact with the helmet both through all forms of communication, audio, video, across different kinds of protocols, whether it be LTE, satellite, Wi-Fi, BLE, or even in an environment where you were connectivity denied, you had the ability to store and forward information from the helmet. As we took the steps forward in terms of penetrating that product into the market, our customer feedback to us was, this is a brilliant piece of hardware, and frankly, this is a really excellent piece of software that you've built on the platform, a human-centric, version of the software. Most connected products in this market are device-centric. What I mean by that is they tell you about a certain device. They don't really tell you the overall vision of the human being per se. A human being may be carrying multiple devices on them: a gas monitor, a heat stress monitor, radiation monitor, location sensor, a phone. The question is, how do you stitch all of this together as it relates to the human being? Now, we tried to do that with our helmet. And what our customers told us was the fact that the world is not a single wearable-based world. It's not that your wearable is going to be the only one that will win. There's going to be multiple afflictions. There's going to be multiple problems that we have to solve, both from a productivity as well as from a safety perspective. And where we come in is basically provide that ability for multiple devices and multiple applications to talk to the same platform that we've built in the backend for our hats and provide that human-centric intelligence. So the best analogy I can think of is, think of your human being being turned into a Christmas tree, multiple ornaments hanging off that person. Ornaments could be in the shape of a device like, say, a harness. It could be a device like a breathalyzer, could be a gas monitor, could be their tablet, could be their smartphone, could be a bunch of different devices, both smart and not smart, if for lack of a better word, which don't emit devices. What we now do is take that same piece of software in the back end and connect these multiple devices on that human being's body. Both either we read it physically or manually, whether if it doesn't transmit information wirelessly, or read it in real time if it's transmitting information in real time, and assimilate that information on our platform, coalesce all that information together into a human-centric kind of data structure. So that tells you what is up with Rihanna or what's up with Psychath, rather than what's up with gas detector 141 or heat stress monitor 32. And once we understand that human-centric piece, then we extend it to all the other workers. So you get this set of a network around you of other human beings. And that's really the transition of the company from being a helmet or device centric company in our past to a software centric company now, which we are. As we make that transition, we basically accommodate not just one or two, but multiple different wearables. I think the list is north of 300 at this point of the number of devices that we can read and talk to on our platform. And similarly, on the back end, you need to be able to talk to different software platforms. So, what is a person's training level? What's the person's name and identity? What's his access control level? What's his role? What's his permission levels? Or connected to, say, an asset management platform like Maximo, or connected to an ERP platform or an MES platform. This ability to bring the human being front and center into these discrete pieces of information that are coming out from, say, a PLC control system on a plant, or coming out of, say, the attendance system, or coming out of the productivity platforms like Asana or anything else. That's what we really do. We bring that human being front and center into that whole mix. Because at the end of the day, when you think about it, there's no digital twin that's complete if you only have a digital twin of the machines. What we are the only people who bring in the people in that equation. So that's what makes the total thing complete as we look at the future. So that also transitions itself very well into why we renamed our company. So Aatmunn is a Sanskrit word. Sanskrit is a far, bygone language, Indo-European language that is kind of the root of a lot of languages, including German and Indian, and a lot of others. A lot of the Indian languages come out of that in the subcontinent. And the word Aatmunn really means soul. And so when we went back and thought about how we name and what we name our company, we said what we're truly creating is the ability, like you cannot describe the soul. It's in the ether to a large extent. In the same form, we cannot truly describe the power of the software, because it really connects everything in it, and each one is an embodiment, or each device is an embodiment of the human being at that particular perspective. So that's why the name Aatmunn evolved from Guardhat, which is more device-centric, named Aatmunn, which means soul or spirit. So that's kind of the transition of the company from a device-centric to a truly data-centric, human-centric kind of frontline platform.